Today's the day that Governor Greg Abbott lifted the mask order and expanded the capacity to 100%. Welcome to the show. Let's get started right now with the latest COVID-19 numbers. As of Wednesday, two new cases, 58, that brings it up to 60, 5388, 32,942, which brings it now up to total to 38,330. 30 new cases confirmed positive, probable positive, 13. 17 suspect positive, 2144, 10,246, 25,940. No new deaths, which brings it up to 730, 36,599 have recovered. 25 in ICU, 24 are currently in hospital, and hospitalized are 6,500. So that's the latest in the COVID-19 cases. So, what does that mean? To mask or not to mask, Governor Greg Abbott is now lifting the mask update today. And as you know, yesterday, a few days ago, we talked about how a few nights ago we talked about how the Nueces County judge is giving her point of view and all that stuff. That order takes effect today. But however, county judges cannot require businesses to operate less than 50% capacity, force operating limits for religious services. Schools and child care are impossible. Jail time failing by masks or on businesses not requiring masks. Businesses can still choose to limit capacity requiring masks. The TEA will issue updated safety guidance. And the people with COVID-19 complications about to 10% hospitalizations, trauma service area U, which includes Nueces County. The number was about 14 weeks ago, Canales said during a news conference Tuesday. She cautioned it has not gone away. All the major strains COVID-19, the governor's order did not diminish. It cannot be taken away in common sense. It cannot be taken away common courtesy, and it cannot take away the smart science. Dr. Death. We don't know what, now, what does the American Federation of Teachers from Texas says? We don't know. But what we do know is that she's going to have to follow, and the TEA follow the updated guidelines. And the updated guidelines is that it's up to the school board to decide whether or not to mask. Now, we don't know whether Flower Bluff is going to decide not to mask. But we will keep following the story. I will keep following the story, stay on the case, and there's no question that I will try to bring you up to date as this continues. Now, many stores are still required to continue mask requirement. There's H-E-B and Walmart. They're still mandating masks. Listen, just because Governor Greg Abbott lifts the mask order does not mean you can go all willy-nilly, go to supermarkets and all that stuff with masks. No. But other counties have reacted to the end of the mask update, which we're talking about Brooks County. Now, if you went to Brooks County, if you're in Brooks County, you would know what I'm talking about. They have signs that say stop the spread, wear a mask, stop the spread, prevent COVID. And they still have the mask mandate. All businesses are still required to wear masks. No excuses. And going to educate and going back to the vaccine, 2,400 school employees were now vaccinated Wednesday morning. So that's really good news. And Texas reopens at 100%, and also the statewide mask is lifted. Mandate is lifted, but other businesses are still going to be required to wear masks for safety reasons. And if you went to Padre Island, you would see that all the Padre Island people are back in business, 100%. And that's great news. But still, that is really good news. But again, it doesn't matter. Just because Governor Greg Abbott lifted the mask order, that doesn't mean you can just go in there without a mask. No. You still are required to wear a mask, even if businesses mandate it. At my work, like I told you, we mandate masks. We're still not allowing people to eat in the lobby. And again, Tuesday, while I was working, I saw someone eating in the lobby. And I'm sitting there going, the rules are broken. Because nobody there gives a crap. Just trying to understand, we're trying to be safe here. So Peter Zanoni, the mayor, is agreeing with this. I mean, all businesses will be required, and these steps are allowed. You need to have your mask wearing above at the nose, down here, nor down here. You need to stay social distance. Wash your hands every 20 seconds. If you have a medical condition, what you need to do is just do what they say, and don't listen to those anti-maskers who believe the numbers are fake. The numbers are real, reported by the health district. There's more we return, especially about beach safety. You may remember this story. About a year or two ago, Justani Smith died while in a rip current. What you need to know before you head out to the beach. Now, before we continue on with our before we go on to beach safety, going back to the masks. There was a bonfire at the JFK Causeway on the island where people decided, where everyone's not going to wear a mask anymore, decided to just burn it. Several residents gathered at JFK Causeway Wednesday evening for a mask bonfire. And I investigated this and found out that I was wrong. Because it was like almost over the bridge. If I had taken the bus there, it would be tough. But there was a barrel, and those people out there should be happy. I'm happy for them, but a lot of Chinese made those masks, and they're still selling them out in the U.S. So if you're going to burn your mask, burn them. I mean, I'm still out there doing those mask sweeps. Let people littering masks all over the ground and basically leave them there for littering. Littering is wrong. And in about a month or so, it's going to be Earth Day. We have to respect the planet Earth. And to do that, we have to pick up. We have to pick up litter, especially face masks. I've been doing this now for almost like a month or two, ever since the mask challenge. Actually, I did this like almost 2 months ago. like a month ago, almost 2 months ago. So it's been 2 months now almost 2 months since I've done the challenge. And I'm still doing the challenge to this day. Sweeping all over the bluff, making sure no one is dropping the mask on the ground. You throw it in the trash. There's a trash can. If it's locked, you don't throw it on the ground. You don't throw it in the sewage. You don't just throw it on the ground. You don't just throw it on the ground and throw it in the sewage. It's littering. And the fines in Texas could be fined up to $500. If it's a repeat offense, $2,000 and 180 days in jail. But what about masks? Well, it is illegal to litter in Texas. Those who are caught littering can face a fine of $500. I mean, none of it. And especially this. Now, going to the beach safety. You may remember years ago I talked about Johnny Smith, who was a king basketball who got caught in a rip current. Now, what can you do how can you avoid those rip currents? I told you about that. Like basically last season. What you need to do is always keep calm. Don't fight the rip current. To get out of the rip current, you need to swim sideways, parallel to the beach. This will get you out of the rip current, so you can swim back to the waves. When you're on the rip current, swim at an angle away from the rip current and towards shore. If you can't escape this way, try to float or calmly tread water. Rip current strength eventually weakens offshore. When it does swim away from the rip current, if at any time you're able to reach shore, you can draw attention to yourself, face the shore, wave your arms, and yell for help. It may not work, but it could. And basically, coming up in April and May, and June and August, there's gonna be virtual meetings in the morning, every Thursday. So if you're interested about that, we'll provide links. And they decided the Johnny Smith Foundation after he pulled away, and experts were out there saying, and even beach safety. It's very important. It's very important for everyone to learn about beach safety. Because at this point, if you don't learn about beach safety, your kid's going to be out there drowning in the water. How can you avoid the danger of ocean currents? Like, stay calm and just don't fight the current. Why do rip currents kill you? I mean, what causes rip current? It just basically when waves break the shoreline. That's what's causing it. Just try to remember. Don't fight it. Try to be calm. But the question is, to mask or not to mask? That's the question. People may have decided to not wear one, but the rules are still the same. Just trying to remember. Beach safety. How can you be safe during the beach? Well, basically you need to learn to swim. You need to swim near your lifeguard. Always swim with a buddy. Use sunscreen. Always drink water. Obey posted signs and flags. Keep the beach and water clean. Learn rip current safety. This is very, very important. Enter water feet first, and always, you need to wear a life jacket. 80% of facilities, and it's very important. And it should be mandated. You should learn rip current safety. If you want to learn rip current safety, that's another episode. More Give Me a Break when we come back. Stay tuned. You may remember a few videos ago. Let me check the videos. Right now. You may remember a few days ago, I posted a video about exposing Rock City Church for not doing health code, for not doing what was it? Oh, right. For not doing health screening, meaning take the temperatures with a thermometer gun. Well, when I was in there, I also told you guys about social distancing. But finally, I've solved the mystery. And the mystery was, they don't care about COVID. They don't care about the safety of the members. I wanted to go over there and ask that person, tell that person that he's lying. And no security guards. I mean, they told me the truth. They don't do COVID testing. That's the fact. But they do social distancing. When I went over there, looked outside, there was no postage. There was no signs. There was no markings. The chairs weren't separated 6 feet. And basically, everyone just started sitting next to each other. It's no joke. Just because the mask order is lifted does not mean COVID-19 is over. COVID-19 is still out there. And we still have to be socially distanced. It doesn't matter. Because now I know the truth. They didn't follow COVID-19 procedures when they first opened. And the COVID-19 procedures when for church, the procedures and requirements for the community's faith. You need to make sure that you're being 6 feet. For a mask, stay 6 feet and avoid the crowds. Avoid poorly ventilated indoor spaces. Wash your hands. Especially. But what about the requirements? But still. And the bishop, if you have an outbreak in your church, you need to contact the following. You need to make sure your county municipal health identify any in-person event. You need your insurance company, the superintendent. But that's not it, but still. If you're going to reopen, you basically need to have the guidelines. You basically need to have the guidelines and the and basically, I'm not sure. But the cases are extremely high. We're now up to 38,000, and basically people are still going to church and not avoiding the crowds. I mean, what is the limit? What is your limit? The community's event, the community's faith, that's the church. The guidance not intended to refer to rights protected by the First Amendment, including the Religious Freedom Restoration Act of 1993. Federal government may not prescribe, but you need to provide protections and staff, including older adults. You need to encourage organizations to shut down facilities to use the consideration as available. If your community provides social services, solicit CDC information. You need to correctly wear a mask that completely covers your nose and mouth. 6 feet away from others who do not live with you. Avoid crowds. Avoid poorly ventilated spaces. Stay home if you're sick. Wash your hands. Get vaccinated and get tested. You need to promote social distancing. Posters. And Rock City Church did not have any posters. There weren't no markings. There weren't no do not sit stickers. If I was there, I'd sneak in, put all the stickers in there. It's like, why are you doing that? Social distancing. They'd ask me to leave, and I know the truth. And people are still shaking hands and hugging. PDA. I don't care about that. I mean, shaking hands, hugging, kissing, limited among members of the faith community. Avoid the buffets. Child care, staffing, and training. Train all clergy and staff about safety actions here, conducting a training virtually or, if in person, ensure that social distance mandated. They didn't mandate social distancing, nor did Coffee Waves. And that's what I'm going to do on Thursday. I'm going to confront them for no social distancing, no posters, no stickers. That's the same goes for Coffee Waves. When tomorrow comes, I know what I'm going to do. And when Friday comes, somebody is going to get the truth out of them. Because somebody here is definitely lying. And I've got the truth. I saw it in their eyes. I saw it in the crowds. They weren't social distance. That's why I just say, you know what, screw it. The COVID-19 procedure specifically states that you need to avoid crowds. And there was no social distance. So right now, next week, or tomorrow at least, I'm going to go in there, confront that person, and say, look, you don't promote you don't social distance your members, you don't teach people about all this stuff. I really think the reason why you want to go open is because you don't have a health plan. You need to post signs highly visible. You need to include messages and videos and find freely available CDC printed digital resources. So coming this week, I'm going to get to the bottom of this and finally get answers, along with Coffee Waves, and the specific reasons why I don't have signs. Because they need signs. Back in a moment. Finally tonight, you may know this Naked Cowboy. He was arrested back in March 6th for aggressive panhandling. And we're going to focus on that thing on Friday about panhandling. It's something that the homeless do, and that's something the Naked Cowboy do. That's why he was arrested. Friday's Give Me a Break, we're going to tell you what you can do and how to avoid panhandling. That's all of his edition of Give Me a Break Wednesday. We'll see you again for Give Me a Break Friday. Take care of yourself and each other, and have a great night.